Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the round 17 edition of 5 Things We Learned. Thanks to Mornington Peninsula Brewery. Check out their website at mpbrew.com.au. 20-point loss last night. Gallant in defeat again. Honourable loss again. A lot of positives again, and a lot of frustration again. So that is the performance in a nutshell. Let's dissect my 5 things. Please put your 5 things in the comments. I really, really enjoy reading them every single week. Okay, number 1. Max Hall might actually be a gun. Now, I feel bad. I'm putting myself out there by admitting that at the start of the season, when he was showing some pretty good, exciting form, getting his 10 to 12 possessions a game and a goal, I likened him to the Robert Eddy, Andrew McQualter type from 2009-2010 St Kilda, the ultimate role player that did his job every single week, that was very clean with the ball, but was never good enough or never an accumulator to get the high possession game to be damaging enough. He is looking like one of the shrewdest pickups in years as a mid-season draftee. It's very impressive what he's doing. Last night was his best game for the club. I jokingly said pre-game that he'd kick 3, or maybe 2, and he kicked 3. And last week he got the Man of the Match award. We'll see how he goes in the votes last night, but him alongside Naz, it was very exciting to watch. And I cannot think of a time where he has made a blue. The guy is incredibly clean. In close, he's got pace, he's got a great leg on him, he kicks goals, which we don't have enough mids that do that, and to see him float around the ball last night was awesome, and I think we've found one there. I think we genuinely have found one there, and Hawthorn would be annoyed because he played at Box Hill and he's played his best game against the Hawks, so I'm not sure if he's signed, but we absolutely need to get that done ASAP. Max Hall is a secret weapon. He is absolutely a secret weapon and loving his development at the moment. So kudos to Max Hall for putting in such a good performance last night and for the year. Number 2, we carry the forwards most weeks. I think David King said post-game last night that if Max King played last night, we'd win the game. I don't know if I necessarily think we'd win the game, but I think we definitely would have looked a lot better in the forward half. And I don't want to just pin it on the forwards. I think some of the kicks going inside 50 last night were really average. I think it's just a sheer disconnect between the rest of the team and the forwards. I think sometimes the forwards just want it on their heads, and we don't really have the big forward to demand that, and they get beaten. The amount of times Sharman, Keeler, Owens were pushed under the ball way too easily for the defenders to intercept and then rebound. It just saps all the energy out of the team, because I think when the backs and the mids are doing their jobs and they're putting the supply in, like we had more inside 50s than Hawthorn last night and the same amount of scoring shots, you kind of look at the forwards and go, we're giving you the chances. But too many times Sharma didn't elect to lead, the kicks didn't come off. So there's just a complete disconnect there. And I think, when we don't have that target, it demands trying to be a little bit more precise going inside 50, and right now it's just not working. And yes, that is coming down to execution from the mids, but I think the forwards aren't predictable enough to make it easy for the mids, and they're just not reading each other very well. So there needs to be a bit of work put in there through Brendan Bolton, but it's hard to gauge. I just feel like this is going to be a continual issue until we get some main targets in there. And that's why I've said, until Max King comes back next season, I want to see a Dodson in and a Heath in to allow Marshall forward. We're getting dominated in the hitouts anyway, and we'll talk about that after this, but I just feel like there's a balance that can be struck there, and I just want to see what it could be, because if we're going to keep Rowe and get TDK, that's probably what we're going to have to do anyway, so I wouldn't mind seeing it sooner rather than later. Number 3, this is a little bit sentimental, but I just wanted to put it in. I tweeted about it last night, but moments like the Taru mark gave me a feeling I haven't felt in 10 years. It made me feel like a kid again. It brought me back to my childhood. It reminded me of... It was goosebumps. I'm going to be honest. It was goosebumps. He didn't kick the goal, but that moment, that's hope. That's excitement. That's the future. That is... It just felt very St Kilda. to see a Blonde fly for a Trevor Barker, Nick Riewoldt. It's just written in the stars that this had to happen. And I know he missed the goal, but that moment I think meant a lot to a lot of St Kilda supporters that feel like we've been in the darkness and we're hopefully moving towards the light and to greener pastures. That just took me back to, even 2004, 2003. And I think that's what we all want to feel in this moment in time. I'm not saying that we're just going to accept highlights and not the finished article. I think that will come in time. But at the moment, and not just him, there's other youngsters that are reminding me that we're on a path. We're on a journey. And to see that sort of highlight so early in a career, it just makes me really excited for what, even the next 6 weeks holds for him and the rest of the team. And then obviously what the rest of the journey can result in the coming years. But yeah, goosebumps that moment, absolutely. Number 4, we're doing what fans wanted last year. I remember last year, people were quietly upset that we were hitting our straps and winning games that we shouldn't and finishing higher on the ladder than we shouldn't. I dare say if we had have not won those games, we probably wouldn't have picked up Taru. Or maybe we would have, I don't know. But there's silver linings in everything when you look at a hindsight. It's just, you don't know what's going to happen until it happens, really. But this year, we're playing the kids. We're competitive against good teams. The last 3 weeks we've played Collingwood, we've played Fremantle away, we've played Hawthorn. All three, actually the last 4 weeks, we've probably played 4 top 8 teams, maybe 4 top 6 teams. That's how good some of them are going. Not one of them has been in poor form when we've played them. And we've competed in the last 3. We've shown that the kids look good. Most of the highlights, most of the, the sort of star players in the last 3 weeks have been the under 25s. I don't think we've complimented, apart from maybe Cal Wilkie and Sinks, but, outside of them, it's all been Windy, Naz, Taru, Max Hall, these sort of players that have jumped out, and even Hasty's second half last night. So I think we're selling ourselves as a club to other players, which is great, but we're also selling what I think Ross and the coaches are building in terms of a game plan, in terms of a strategy, to the current day players. Because imagine going out and playing the last 3 weeks and getting pants by 10 goals plus. That just creates a bit of a question mark on Naz, on other players. But because we're going out and we're getting so close to some of these good teams without even really being the complete article. We're nowhere near finished in terms of our build, in terms of where we're going to be. But to be, 30 points off Collingwood, 2 goals off Freo away, 20 points off Hawthorn, I think that reiterates that we're on the right path. And I think that people can't discount how important that is for the current list, to believe in what they're doing, to see that it can get somewhere. I just think that, last year fans were upset that we were winning and not playing the kids and compromising our draft hand. This year, some people are upset that we're not winning, we're playing the kids, but we're maintaining a draft hand. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I guess you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't in that situation. But I think a little bit of perspective needs to be had. And this isn't the year for St Kilda. I said it in my review. This is not the year. It's not about this year. It's about next year and the year beyond. We can start stressing a little bit next year and the year beyond, because that's when we need to start peaking. That's when we need to start looking like a decent team. But right now, I'm happy with what we've shown in the last 3 weeks in particular. And I think a lot of fans should too. Number 5, something has clicked around the ball. And I'm saying this because for the majority of the season, I have said that the mids cost us the game, or the game was lost in the middle. I'm sure you've said it too. I'm sure many Saners watching this have commented saying the mids suck. But in the last 3 weeks, since the Bulldogs smashing, and I know this doesn't always translate because this is just stats, but I still think they've put in the work, because on the eye watching the game, they're engaged. So against Hawthorn last night, we lost hitouts 64-30. But we won clearances 41-37, centre clearances 11-9, stoppage clearances 28-30 our way. The week before, we lost hitouts 57-26, but we won clearances 46-31, centre clearances 13-7, and stoppage clearances comfortably 24-33 against better midfields, mind you. And then against Collingwood, the ladder leaders, 34 to 36 hitouts our way, 40 clearances to 33 our way. They won centre clearances by 2, and we won stoppage clearances 29 to 20. And in the last 5 weeks, since the bye pretty much, or since the Melbourne game, we are ranked 3rd in the competition for first possession to clearance, which is great. But we're also ranked 4th for first possession. So we get the ball first, the 4th best in the competition, with Fremantle, Gold Coast, Sydney ahead of us. Total clearances, we are 6th. Only Gold Coast, Sydney, Adelaide, Fremantle, Geelong are better than us in the last 5 weeks. They're all top 8 teams, basically. Stoppage clearances, we are 7th. Only Adelaide, Gold Coast, Sydney, Fremantle, Hawthorn, Brisbane are ahead of us. Most of them are probably going to play finals. And centre clearances the last 5 weeks, we are 5th. Only Gold Coast, Carlton, Geelong, and Bulldogs are ahead of us. Much seasoned, much more talented midfield. So I think the proof is in the pudding there. The mids are putting in the work. We're getting the supply. We're getting the inside 50s more now. It's just the finished piece. It's just getting it through the big sticks. And Ross can't coach that. Not on the day. During the week, they need to put in the work. But on game day, the mids are engaged and they're competing hard. So I've got to give them the flowers just because I've given them shit throughout the year and they're really putting in the work. So I've got to credit them against the odds, against some pretty good teams. So that's my 5 things, Sainers. Put your 5 things in the comments just to summarize. Number 1, Hall might actually be a gun. Number 2, we carry the forwards most weeks. Number 3, moments like the Taru mark take me back to my childhood. We need more of that. Number 4, we are doing what the fans wanted. And number 5, something is clicked around the ball. It's Max Hall. It's Hunter Clark down there. It's Garcia. It's Steele picking up a little bit. We just look way more dynamic in the midfield. And we're just getting the ball out a lot quicker and cleaner, which is great. So those are my 5 things, Sainers. Thank you very much for watching. Please put yours in the comments. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.
Get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.